Is Anthony Davis narrowing the gap with Jayson Tatum in the MVP race? Now, Claire, you just heard Freddie say that Giannis is his MVP last week. So, Freddie, I'm gonna throw that to you.
Yes.
You see this question and how it's worded. The mic is yours.
Anthony Davis been playing sensational. And the numbers that he's putting up over the probably like the last like 10 games is crazy. We talking about like 30 and 15 on average. We got the 50 point game. We got 40-point game. We got all these things. No, he did not close. MVP in this league, you got to win. Yeah, they've been winning some games, but they ain't winning that many games. Jayson Tatum or Giannis, for that matter, they are still head and shoulders above for the MVP. Now, Anthony Davis been playing well, no question about that. And if he continue and they continue to win or win more, yeah, then we can talk about that maybe a month from now or 2 months from now. But let's go to historical status of Anthony Davis. Can he sustain this level of play? Can he sustain healthy? That's always the question mark around Anthony Davis. Okay, you don't really have those questions with Tatum. You ain't gonna have those questions with Giannis. These dudes come in, they show up. It's with Anthony Davis. Can he sustain this level of play, and can he sustain his health? I'm a betting man. I bet no, because I've never seen this dude play. Well, except for 1 year, I believe he played 75 games, but I've never seen this dude consistently play over 75 games in a season. Okay, don't see it. He always hurt. He's always on the floor, either from a back, shoulder, knee, foot, hand, head, whatever it is. He is not a high tolerance pain guy, and that man stays on the sideline. It is what it is. Freddie says from status.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree. I think he's narrowed the gap. It's very close. And the reason why I say so is because you look at Jayson Tatum. I mean, I'm going to talk about this. As a matter of fact, I don't really kind of, spoil my 99 cents take, but it's going to be on this particular subject. Okay, you have a running mate that's actually putting in work right now in Jaylen Brown. So I think for me, the way how I judge most valuable player, I kind of look at it differently from most. You have to be the most valuable player to your team before you could be the most valuable player in the league. And I think Anthony Davis is the most valuable player on his team. Even when LeBron James was absent, he's been putting in high numbers. Right? They 8-2 in the last 10 games, and in that stretch, he's been dominating. That's literally showing you that he's affecting his game, his team's wins. Okay, and the Lakers at one point we were sorry about them. Now, I think for me, the two things that has been the engine for Anthony Davis' resurgence is his approach, okay, and him being healthy at this point in time. His approach to use his size and play to his size and dominate the paint area, right? I believe most of his shots are like 6 feet away from the paint. Literally, like he's making sure that he imposes his will. And let's not forget, a lot of people, you go around at one point, and I say about a couple years ago, most people will tell you that Anthony Davis was a top 5 player. But LeBron James thought highly of Anthony Davis as well. He was the one that said, I'm going to pick you out of everybody else to be my co-star in LA. That's like Will Smith choosing another actor to be his co-star, right? That's high praise. That's the praise LeBron James had for Anthony Davis. And the reason why is because LeBron James want to do two things. He want to have longevity so he can play with his son, and he wants to pile up championships so he can chase Michael Jordan. Anthony Davis, the reason why the Lakers has been obsolete the last couple of years is the absence of Anthony Davis. When he was on the floor, he was healthy. They were winning games. He goes down, I believe, in that Sun series. They lose that. Last year, he missed the half of the season. That's why they suck. But now that you see he's healthy and his approach is different, they're winning games. Okay, so that's why, to me, he has narrowed that gap. And I'll leave it at that.
I want to I'll let Zay go and then I'll respond.
No, yeah, I think y'all both made some excellent takes. I think what the resurgence means is that LeBron James has taken the official back seat on the team. Before it was LeBron James is the 1A, Anthony Davis is the 1B. That LeBron James is still that alpha dog on the side, and he's still that guy on the basketball team. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. Well, actually, fortunately, because they're winning games. That's not the case no more. Anthony Davis is that alpha dog, what it was supposed to be. From the beginning, when he first got there, he was supposed to be the number one guy, and LeBron James was supposed to take that step back. It wasn't LeBron James and company. It's Anthony Davis and then LeBron James. That's how the headlines need to go. Anthony Davis being the number one scoring option. The plays are running through him. The offense is running through him because he has the clear mismatch on every possession on both offense and defense. He is the clear defining factor of why they're winning basketball games. LeBron James adding his 30 points is also, of course, is great. He's like Batman to the Superman, essentially. AD being Superman, LeBron being Batman. You just have to play the back seat. You have to know your role. You have to use your IQ as part of that game to help everyone be better. Russell Westbrook being off the bench also paying huge dividends because the bench guys are playing a lot better. Austin Reeves is shooting the lights out the ball. In markets that we never seen. Lonnie Walker averaging 17 a game. Who would have thought that? Lonnie Walker having a resurgence of a game. I love this talent on Spurs. I know he had bounce. I always knew he has somewhat of a game, but on the San Antonio, we didn't get to see that thrive because Greg Pop has a doghouse. If you're in it, you ain't never getting out. So, but I say all that to say that this resurgence, what does it mean for the Lakers? It means a potential play-in opportunity. If they continue playing this well while the other teams are starting to dwindle down, they could possibly be a top 6 team in the West because the West is not playing so good. There's like 3 teams playing really well in the Western Conference currently in the moment. And I think when you see what the Lakers are able to do against good teams, they're able to dismantle them inside the paint. They're able to score points. They're able to get the key stops to win these basketball games. I think right now they're averaging the last 9 games 123 points per game. So they're scoring in a high volume, and they're able to get the stops to win these basketball games. So I say all that to say there's a potential here that the Lakers, as currently constructed, could be a play-in team. And that's big news because no one thought it would be like that as the season started. Before the season, they had high hopes, but then when the season early on, they was like, yeah, this team's the same old Lakers team. Nothing changed. But I think they're buying into Darvin Ham's system. They're buying into the teammates. Westbrook actually accepting that bench role, and Anthony Davis taking that number 1 scoring option from LeBron James.
Right.
Everything is paying dividends for this team.
Right.
Now, to circle back here, because I understand that, we shifted the question because the question was about, what does
MVP.
his resurgence mean for the Lakers? Now we talking about MVP. To circle back there, do you think he's narrowed the gap for the MVP discussion, Zay?
I think for me, right, the Lakers would have to finish the season as a top 6 in a Western Conference for Anthony Davis to take that MVP. I think if he was to be a top 6 team in the Western Conference, he will take the MVP personally. I feel like you have to give it to him because of everything that they went through as a team and everything he's been through the last couple seasons leading up to here. I think right now, he's narrowed the gap maybe to 6 on his place because right now you still got to go Tatum, you still got to go Luka, and you still look at guys like Giannis and Jokic before him for sure. But he's making strides, tremendous strides. The Lakers continue to win, continue to build momentum, beat the good teams. He makes a great argument for top 3 by All-Star break.
Right. Clear. Yeah. Listen, if he got to continue. The thing is, right now they under 500. I can never look at nobody MVP and you're under 500. I'm never going to even mention you for MVP. It won't even come in my thought. I don't care what number. You could show 100 points. It means nothing to me. You got to win. And you got to win consistently. Yes, over the last 10-game stretch, if this was the first 10 games of the season, this dude would be the MVP candidate, no doubt. But you're under 500. I'm not giving MVP to nobody or MVP considerations to nobody when a team is under 500. It's never going to happen in my eyes. What the heck are we talking about? So I need more. I need a lot more before I throw Anthony Davis in the loop with people that's been doing it from day 1, game 1, and playing lights out basketball when you just right now just had a nice little 2 weeks. I'm not going to be looking at you like, oh, yep, you that dude now. No. Put it consistently. Zay, you said it perfectly. Give me this type of play to All-Star break and then ask me that question again and you will have a different answer. Under 500, MVP don't even make sense to me.
I mean, you look at the Western Conference final standings right now. The Lakers are literally 3 games back from the 3rd seed. So everything is really, really narrowed. So we want to use that right now at this point in time, then fine. I agree that your record, you should be a top 5 team when it's all said and done. But since everything is so narrowed right now, I mean, people saying Luka, they in 10th place, right? You saying Luka, right, is an MVP candidate. Most people are saying that. They in 10th place. The Lakers are in 12th place. Everything is condensed. They 1 game back. So I want to hear that. You would say Luka. You would say Anthony Davis. He has put up 99 points combined over the last 2 games against the Bucks and the Wizards.
Okay,
so
no problem. No disrespect.
As what I'm saying,
I'm almost putting words into my mouth though. I never mentioned Luka for MVP, just so you know that.
No, I said Zay. I said Zay.
Oh, okay.
I said Zay. Zay definitely mentioned Luka for MVP.
In the Western Conference Finals, I got Booker. Booker is playing lights out. Chris Paul been on the sideline. They winning games. He's putting up numbers, real numbers, and they're winning. But nobody
All
want to
I'm
talk about
saying
that.
is what
Just
I'm
saying.
saying, and I'm gonna finish.
Go
What
ahead.
I'm saying is that I do agree that for Anthony Davis to have a shot to win the MVP, the Lakers cannot be in the standings where they are right now.
Of
But
course.
what I'm saying is why I'm giving them leeway is they're only 3 games back from the 3rd seed, right? From the standings perspective. So as time prolongs and as the season prolongs, they're going to have to continue to do what they are doing right now, which is
Cliff.
Anthony Davis is having a big reason why they are doing it, which is winning games right now. As they continue to do that and shoot up the standings, his MVP race, literally, he will be in the lead, in my honest opinion, the more they shoot up, because I have him narrowing the gap right now.
Right. I mean, really quick though, I don't have Tatum at number 1. You know what I mean? That's just me. I mean, I got Giannis because he was playing without Middleton, his second best player. You always throw in Jaylen Brown as a running mate for Jayson Tatum, but this dude didn't have his running mate all season. He just came back, and Giannis is putting up numbers, and they got the second best record in the East. That's why I got Giannis at number 1.
And
You
that's
know,
that's
real
fair.
quick, and
Go
I
ahead.
have to say this, and I want to emphasize this because I think when we talk about Luka Doncic being in an MVP conversation, it's only due to the fact because it's only due to the fact that the Mavericks won't be where they are without Luka at all. The Mavericks would still be a lottery pick team if Luka Doncic was not on that team. You could replace him with Zach LaVine. You could put Trae Young there. You could put any player in the NBA outside of KD, Giannis, and LeBron. That team is going to be a lottery pick basketball team. They have
Wow.
nothing on this roster that allows anyone else to really go crazy, to have a good game. Luka Doncic has to be supernatural. He has to be abnormal.
He has to be
30,
God.
32, 50% from the field, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. I
Yeah,
think
it's
he's
crazy.
shooting,
It is crazy.
his numbers are ridiculous. And the fact that the Mavericks are still competing on a nightly basis when no one else is able to give that level of production or even similar, even 20 points per game, it's ridiculous. You have to do that on a nightly basis and no one else could do it. That's why I put him in the
That's how I
MVP
look at
conversation.
MVP. Now, what I'm saying is I came at your point because Cuzzo made it about, the standings kind of. That was his gyps of the argument, the standings and wins and losses. So I said for Cuzzo's criteria, Luka can't be in there. But I look at it like that, Zay. I look at it like, yo, if you were subtracted from your team will not be where they are right now. Okay, they
Cliff.
will be a playing team or below. And I can
Right.
say the same thing for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, when he's on the floor and healthy and he's putting up numbers, the Lakers win games.
Cliff.
The problem is we haven't seen the Lakers win a lot of games over the last couple of seasons since that bubble championship because he hasn't been there
And healthy. Right. That's
and
it.
healthy. So it's the same argument that I could use for Luka and Anthony Davis.